All right. So this is SIG Automation, 3rd of January 2024. So first of all, Happy New Year to all of you. I hope you had a good time off with the family. So all the best and lots of nephew, right? I would say. I added a few agenda items that I think would be useful to discuss. I don't know whether anyone else, let me share my screen, had some topics that he wanted to add. So this is what I added. So first of all, yeah, the Happy New Year, you saw that. I wanted to discuss these two status a little bit, right? So I don't know who we have. Okay, so so hopefully some more people will join. So I was hoping that Sagar and Victor and Josef could join, and then Ronak, you are here, right? So, but I see that there's more people joining in it. So Sagar just joins. Okay. So that's one. Then I saw that Vij and Liam have been progressing on some mockery test scenarios. So I think it's useful to share. So I asked Liam whether he was willing to share. So he would be okay doing that. And I think Sagar, you added another item. So this is part of release 2 or?
Yes, it's the part of release 2 when we will make the clusters. It's the PR which I open on the catalog repo to add the CRDs in the workload cluster package. But then John had a comment that no, I should not do it that way. So I rearranged it. But then there are a lot of other packages which we are taking for the moment from the nephew example repository, right? So those packages have to be updated too. But where will they stay? Will they stay still in nephew example package? They will move to catalog. So in this repo, John made a comment, So I wanted to discuss a little bit more.
Okay.
And close that PR.
Yeah. So maybe we should probably add that. Is that okay, Liam? That we do that first?
Sorry, I was muted. Yes, of course. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. So status, so we can start. So I can take the board, or we can do a free form as a start, right? So I don't know where we are with respect to R2 at the moment. So I don't know, Sagar, you have some view? Otherwise, I'll take the board and then.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph can add. Joseph also did the testing just now. He's there.
Yeah. So I think basic testing is I think Victor had made the scripts for in the test infra for the R3 R2 infrastructure. So based on that, we have deployed the OAI components as well on top of it. RAN and core, and we've tested it. Things are coming up, and we've made an end-to-end call. So that part is working. So some minor script updates are required for deploying the RAN and the core. So those changes we were testing right now. I'll be committing those changes. So we'll do one more round of testing probably tomorrow. Sagar will do it on his setup. So we wanted to do it in multiple setups so it works in different setups. So that's the current status. And now I think we'll have,
So go ahead. I had one question, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I think we'll have to think about creating tags, and then so for example, the RAN controller, we need to create tags, and so those tags need to be added in the catalog correspondingly, and we'll have to tag the catalogs after that, catalog repo, and then use that change in the test infra. So these sequence of things also need to be done.
I had one question because before the holidays, I think, Sagar, you raised an issue that if you take the latest Nephew build, the controllers did not come up.
Again, that's the thing I'm about to also mention. I didn't mention there. Liam also tried it, but I mean, and Liam also mentioned me to try something I couldn't try. I have to try it again. But there were errors, you know, when I used the latest image. They were, it was, in my case, the error which I mentioned there, it was not able to connect the client. So I have to redeploy it in a cleaner way and take all the latest images and then comment back there.
Because my question there is, yeah, so my question there is, yeah, I mean, if it works today, but the latest does not work, my question is, which image are you using actually?
E1.0.1, that's what we all testing in with
so that means
that
you are not using all the changes that we did to the NF deployment and stuff like that. So none of that is being used.
No, it's not being used. So it was 1.0.1 from there, yeah, because that's being taken from the Nephew example repository. Again, an example repository still have the older one.
So yeah, we need to update all of our packages to refer to the latest image. It's similar, so I think. We're probably using the old Porch version. I have a new Porch version built and pushed to Nephew. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was the one I raised before the holiday, right? But we didn't really discuss this on Slack, so which was basically this issue here. This one. This is the Slack. So this is basically, yeah, all the dependencies that we were dealing with. Yeah, so this has to be still, because this is it's potentially a lot of work that is still left on the table, and I don't know who is going to take ownership of that. I was assuming that Victor was doing it, but I'm not sure. Is he on the call? No, he's not. Because for me, I mean, if you do the end-to-end testing, if you don't take the latest, all the changes that we have done, we are not doing end-to-end testing. We are just testing a few components. And so this has to be taken up ASAP, because otherwise all the changes that, for example, Ronak did, right, on with the new APIs and stuff like that, none of these things will work together if we don't take all of these things.
Yeah, the way the CI should be working is that it should be pulling the PR and then using the image built from that PR and using any images that aren't built as part of the PR should be the latest revision. So otherwise the CI, it's not clear what it's doing at all.
Yeah, so that's the problem. I raised that also in the release SIG meeting, right? So is that today in the so it's a problem because we split it up also in different repos, right? So what you see is that it's a consequence of that, right? Because now what we are doing, we are testing CIs within its specific things, but we are only doing unit testing, but we don't really have end-to-end integration tests that take the latest of all of these things and put that together. I don't think we have any of that at the moment, because you did that. I think, John, for R1, you pulled it all together.
Well, in R1, what I did, all those packages were just had latest images in them, and then I always whenever we updated an image, I moved the tag so that we were testing the latest thing. And we talked about changing that manual process, but I guess we never did it.
Yeah, so I propose we probably need to discuss that in the SIG, because this is a SIG release item topic, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will have to bring that up.
That's going to be this is where all kinds of things are going to go wrong. Like, this is going to take time to resolve all these. There's going to be a bunch of bugs.
Yeah, that's my fear as well, right? So because this is typically a lot of work, because we have not really I tested any of these things together so far. And yeah, all the changes that we have been doing. Yeah. Okay, so this is, so I propose that we take this up on Monday with the SIG release meeting. And but it would be good, maybe Saga, just to see what is the issue that you had again when you took the latest controller. Because I know that I asked Fish to have a look at it, but he also has a bit of an emergency at the moment, so he's not connecting at the moment. So I think it would be good to actually see where the issue is, because irrespective of what we do, we'll have to address this one again.
Okay, so let me just retry in a clean cluster, and I'll again give you the logs. I'll give you end-to-end logs. What I posted there is a snippet. You can check in the conversation which we had. There are 11 replies in the same one. You can see there I posted there too. But I'll send you again the complete logs. And I'll add that in the issue. I'll try it again and I'll send you. Yes, man.
Okay. Yeah, just send it on the automation Slack, and then we'll have to see, because I don't. Yeah. Because my recollection from the issue was related. I had the feeling it's related to the changes that we did on the Gitia client, right? So we changed some of these things, and I have the feeling it's related to that. The way it connects. But okay, yeah. That's why I was asking Vish and Liam to have a look, because they did those changes. But okay, yeah, let's see. So the good thing is we have a call, but we are doing, so basically everything on the management cluster is still release 1. The workload clusters are using the changes, but that also means that you're not really using any of the changes in the CRs that we did, right, with respect to NF deployment and stuff like that. So it's still the old CRDs that you're using.
No,
right?
No, we are using CRD. Yeah, of course we are using the new CRDs. We are using the NF deployment CRD because we make the changes in our KPD pipelines. So the KPD pipeline which we are using, we mentioned the Docker image of the NF deployment function.
So you're using the new functions. So the functions you changed, but none of the so all the changes in the Nephew operator is the piece that we are not really using.
Yes,
right?
I agree. It's not really the cleanest way of doing things. Yes, it's not really. It's really broken right now. Let's say it's a broken way of testing what we did right now.
Yeah. But for example, for 3.5GC, this will not work unless we are doing all the changes, because they are still using the old. I mean, if you look to these packages here, they are still using all the old CRs. So this, if you take this with the functions that you are using, they will not work.
So we need to, that's because that does not have the non exchanges. Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So basically, we have. Okay. So we actually we have the radio up with our one management cluster, but our two specialization components. So that's a good news is that we have backward, so we have compatibility from that perspective, right? But we are not using the latest sports things that John did. We are not using all the change, because like the secret distribution changes that we did, Sagar, you don't have those, I guess, right?
No, I don't have. We don't have those, and I told you also that with those secret distribution changes which we did, there were certain issues the way we implemented at the moment because we did it very quickly. So what I decided for R2 to be, because I wanted to finish it, what I decided that I'm gonna give a fixed IP address at the server of Metal LB, the same way we are doing for Gitia, that we fix it to 200, let's say 170.xx.200. I fixed the NRF IP address also to a fixed IP address, and in this way the other NFs are aware of the NRF IP address, and so they're not using NRF's FQDN, fully qualified domain name. So they are using it this, because I mentioned you also the way we implemented this. There were issues that though the secret was not getting synchronized properly, it was just getting reconciled once, But then the whole secret was not getting created on all the other management clusters. And then I had to create the secret I had to deploy application, create the tunnel also from the management cluster to the other ones. So that's the reason I didn't do it. It was getting complicated. And since at that time I was thinking that we will finish it in December, so I rushed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we
So
probably have to document.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe let's quickly go through the board, if you don't mind. Then we can maybe cut off some of the pieces, right? So test infra, run, and core testing. So this is. So what is the latest here? So basically, we have an environment when this works, but we still have to do script updates on this one, right?
Yes, that's what Joseph tested.
Yeah, there is a PR for that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have the PR, maybe you can link it here if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. Then so OAI run cap packages. Can we close this one?
Yeah, I think this is done. But I think the last the tags need to be updated. So maybe one more. At the end, I think we need to raise PR, right? With the right tags. For example, the NF deployment function, you might need to create a tag for R2, and that tag needs to be updated in this.
Yes, but that's I think we have to do that as a release. So that's probably another sprint, right?
Okay.
So this is basically to make sure that we have. And let's maybe decouple them because otherwise everything will be blocked.
Okay.
I propose
Yeah, sure.
so there will be one action to do the release and do all the tagging and stuff like that. So for me, that would be that should be a separate item.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So can we close this one?
Yeah.
Then?
I think. Yeah. We can.
Yeah. If you don't mind, it's better you close them with. I put some comments
Yeah.
in there and then you close it if you don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Then implement NF topology controller is Steven on the call. Yes, Steven's on the call.
Yeah. So I should have a patch out soon. And then but then there are pending API patches and docchain patches that are still pending.
And that's what is the pending status? Is the review or what?
It's been reviewed. Some people review. Liam actually and Fiacra actually reviewed it already.
But what is then
although
open?
I would I think I linked them when Bala was running this. It was linked in the issues. I hope it's not
Here.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
247.
Yeah.
Closed.
Oh no, not that one. Yeah, this is an old bug. There are two other ones where there's a
This one?
API and then there's a no, that also is an old one.
Okay. Maybe it's
because this
good.
PR this issue itself is actually a carryover from our one. So
there's in the API repo there's a
yeah, so the API repo does one,
simplified...
and then the nephew repo does another one, which is just a doc.
Okay. So maybe if you don't mind, if you can update them, Stephen.
Yeah, otherwise I've been pointing the imports to my own repo. But then yeah, okay, so yeah, that was I posted on Slack, I guess twice, and then it'll be nice to get someone to look at it.
Yeah. Okay. But maybe if you is there another issue open for this one topology?
Yeah, I think that we broke it down a little bit. That there's a design doc.
Yeah, that's this one.
And I don't know if there's an API change one. I don't remember. Yeah, it's a design doc one. There's a design doc issues by itself. The API goes to a different repo, so the API is a different PL in general.
All right, so I can add you, I think. Can I not filter on? I can filter on. Okay. So where are they? Oh, so this one, so the first one, we kind of and write unit tests. So this is the controller itself.
This is from R1. This is a remnant of R1. So we just never close it because it's partially merged. So the APIs were merged, but then the actual controller, the actual controller wasn't ready to merge anyway. It was more for WIP at that time. Okay. So but then we closed it because I had to go focus on FreeFlyGC back in R1. And then since then, actually, the design changed a little bit. So now instead of having, because we no longer like talk to ESA. So this now writes the connections informations onto a status. And then so that was the design changed. So luckily the doc was never checked in. So the doc reflects that now. And the implementation will reflect that, obviously.
But what is still pending?
That's the reason why, but that's an old issues that were lumped into the epic. That's why you see some pretty old PRs linked to this.
But what should we do with this epic? Should we keep it open or should we?
It's still valid for what it is, but then a lot of the histories are pretty outdated, unfortunately.
Right. Should we? Do you mind updating it with the latest status?
Yeah. Okay.
So,
sure.
Because then we have. Otherwise, if we're discussing old stuff, it's better to focus on the things that matter, right?
Okay.
And then we take it from there, if you don't mind. Yeah. All right. Sure. Thanks. Then we have Helm integration epic.
For R2, this is no more than just a doc. So I think.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
We decided just checked in Tao's doc. So I think I don't think he making an MD, so it's probably not there yet.
So who is owning this?
Why have just one eye?
Your son is owning it.
Yeah, he's off. He and his sisters are on different vacation calendar.
So this is assigned to Fiacra. So
yeah, so he's not writing that. He's doing PLCs, but he's not writing the doc. So because the deliverable we agree on is just doc, and then somewhere there we just decided to say the doc would be the Taos O doc. So
but who is
the
taking?
Officially the check-in should be in MD format instead of the Google Doc format. So I'm not. I actually have no idea who's doing it. Then probably have to ping Tao on this. Yeah.
Is it Tal? Okay, so
Tao is not here, obviously.
No. We need to assign an owner, right? Otherwise, it will remain open unless we get a volunteer on the call. Okay, I'll put it like that. Then that's not my plan. Nephew SDK. What's this? Yeah, so this was the plan.
There's not much to deliver on that one. This is definitely an R3 item.
Yeah, so this should move to R3 in my view, right?
Yeah, it should be.
This should be R3. I'll move this out, so that should be gone. Where simulation OAI UE simulation package. What is this one? Oops. Why can I not open it? Oh. README is updated, initial test completed. Packages are available here. So Joseph, is this
Yeah, I have closed it. Yeah, I just closed it. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Then this one is operated to reflect consolidated. So I think here, Ronak, so changes to reflect consolidated and deployment CRD.
Yeah.
So Ronak, you basically did that this morning, right?
Yes, this is done.
Yeah.
Review is
Maybe
pending.
if you can link the PR here, that would be good, so that and then we can continue.
Sure. I'll link it.
Yeah, because we still have the PR is not merged yet, right? So we have to review it and then get that through. But yeah, that should go fairly quickly, right?
Sure.
But yeah. All right, great. Then OAI RAM NF custom controller. That's Joseph.
Yeah.
Is this also done?
Yeah, I think the initial testing with R2 infrascript is done. I'm just updating it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Then remove UPF AMF deploying from associated code. I think Ronak, that's also done, right?
Yeah, this is also done.
Yeah. So maybe also update this one if you don't mind, right?
Yeah.
Then upstream, the Helm toolkit. Okay. What is the status on this one? I'm not up to date on that.
This is under reviewed. This is patched against the SDK repo, which actually, to be honest, is not even set up correctly yet. I haven't done the owners files. I haven't asked Rado to enable Proud. So I have to do the administrative work before we can review and check in. The SDK repo is not something we're going to release something off of Route 2 anyway. So I think we can probably push that into Route 3.
Okay. Yes. But so this is, I think, from my understanding of this one is that this should be the code that Samsung did, which should be going to the experimental repo, right?
I think that's what we suggested.
Yeah. Okay. But who is taking action? Who is the owner of this?
Ashish.
See on the.
Yeah, the patch was given by Ashish.
Is this it's SIG?
Let me see.
That's wait.
Yeah, Ashish. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So then Nephew experimental ripple setup. Is this done? Move archived ripples from main. So the pending item is that. Okay, I think John, yeah, so this was a topic we wanted to discuss, I think, also with you here, to see which repo we could actually move. So there is some repos in Nephew that we might want to move to the experimental. So we have to list them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think a bunch of them are archived. Those definitely can move.
Yeah.
I mean, let me see.
Yeah, we could maybe quickly check, but we maybe can do it offline, right? But there's a bunch of repos here, I guess, that probably so the archived one is easy. Then we have this common lib or something like that.
I don't know what that. As far
Yeah,
as I'm concerned,
this is from the C code. Sorry, so this one you can archive for sure. And also POCs with an S is also something we could archive.
So can we list those? Common lib. So this we can archive, right? So
yeah, this is part of the C code. Yeah, actually, all the C code should be archived. Actually,
like Edge Watcher, are we going to use it? Or
yeah, Edge Watcher we won't use. Yeah, no. The observability we use a completely different framework. Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah. I was asking, I see that Rahul is on the call as well. I asked in the security meeting to have a communication channel to see what we have to do to secure our communication, because today we are just using a plain admin secret to connect to the workload cluster. So we probably have to add something better there, right? Okay, then what is this? Free5GC1.
It looks like trash.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
Even that's I would
That
say
was an accidental fork.
yeah. Then we have Watcher Agent.
Yeah,
Are
that's
we
also
using that?
gone. No, we're not.
Yeah. So this one.
Yeah, we can archive.
Okay. Then Box, I think we can archive.
Yep.
Yeah, we
that
should
can move.
archive that one. Yeah, that was partly used for OEN Summit. It's been a while. Even the Free5GC. Yeah. So the one thing that we do use off of that with Free5GC operator, even that Denny's actually move it from here to Free5GC. So it's really just sitting here.
And NF deploy controller.
Yeah, that should be moved too. We're not using it.
Experimental, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then edge status aggregator.
Yeah, we're not using that.
Okay. Okay. Then we do kept backstage plugins.
That's the UI.
Yeah, so we use that, right? Free5GC packages.
So those should move to catalog.
Yeah.
But right now, as far as I know, they're still used in 1.01 and they're used in, so we probably shouldn't move those until we have fully migrated everything.
Yeah, we have to change the end-to-end test, the integration test before we can move it.
Yeah, I mean, if we do the effort of the updating, I think it would be good to actually do the move during that effort potentially. But right, okay,
putting more stuff to Victor while he's not here.
Yeah, no, I didn't want to put it, but that's what we should do in my view, because then it's done once and for all, right? Have you test Pro?
I think is Rado here? I think that probably has to live in this organization because it's about like testing the organization settings and stuff.
Yeah. So I'll put a question mark because yeah. Okay. And then we have one summit workshop. So this we can probably, what do we do with this?
That can be moved.
I'm surprised it's not archived yet.
Yeah, actually I am too. I thought I archived that.
Okay. I'll move
so archiving is a different process than moving to experimental. Moving to experimental is just moving the org, but archiving it actually makes it read only.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a GitHub thing. Theoretically, we could have a Nepio archive organization. That's what Kubernetes does, but it's probably not worth the trouble.
All right. Then we have Nepio packages.
That we should move to catalog too. Most of those are.
Yeah. Yes, but are they not in overlap with? Are these not covered in the Free5GC? Sorry, in the example packages? Are we still
Some
using
of them are
these?
not. A couple of them are still. I don't know. That's the main question. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll put that under the catalog umbrella then, right? Okay. Governance.
So that we
need that for the contributors files and everything.
Yeah, so that's
I mean, I think we should use our GitHub org to define the contributors, but that's a different topic.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. The Nepio SDK.
Yeah, that should exist. Although we have to do a little more administrative work to make it usable.
Now, my thing here is, should that be an SDK or should that become pure core eventually?
SDK is a different tool that we build probably off differently from the core pieces. So
yeah, but for example, in
core.
core, yeah, but today in core, for example, we could have split the functions and the operators and the reconcilers. We could have split it all, right, into pieces. But we didn't.
Yeah, so I created this because I was hoping that we would be doing different issues off of that, which Bala didn't like, but then I thought it would be organized a little better, but then we never did it anyway. So
yeah, we ended up moving all the issues to the Nefio repo because it's too hard to find them otherwise. Yeah.
I would be more to say my proposal would be, it would be better to put let's say a subfolder into the Nefio main repo in the and do all the code there, right?
I mean, I think the main question would be, is it going to be versioned with the rest of Nefio? And if it's not going to have an independent release lifecycle, then it should probably live in the Nefio repo.
Yeah. Because it should be fairly tied to core, right? At least that's my personal view.
Once we catch up, so at this point, I think the SDK is unlikely going to be L2 supporting. So if we can sync up the effort into L3, then it would be kind of sync steps.
Yeah, correct. First, we have to define the strategy here, and then we can see where it lives rather. OAI, that's okay. I think all the rest we are good, right? Catalog. This should move right to
catalog.
Catalog, yeah.
Well, maybe and maybe not. Like I mean, maybe a contrib directory or something like the pieces that are used as part of our examples, as a part of our CI, as part of our documentation and tutorials, definitely should live in catalog. The things that are part of our distributions. But do we want a place where people can just like create packages? Anyway, it's not that important, I guess. Most of it will move to catalog. We'll just deal with it. If there's dangling ones, we can potentially have somewhere people can just put random things to demonstrate particular ideas or test things out. Yeah.
And you can also write a PR in catalog, right? Just to try it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. And then what is the SIG network architecture? So that's the board for SIG network architecture, I think. SIG release, okay. G5DC, Nefio. So I think the rest stays, right?
Yeah, I mean, we created those separate repos for the different SIGs, but I don't know if people are using them. I guess it looks like they were updated recently, so maybe people are.
Yeah, I think Alex is doing a board here, right? So
he was asking for permission, so I'm guessing he's doing stuff to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
SIG release, Arwen created it. I think Rado will use it for certain things.
Right.
Okay.
So I think that's the up-to-date information. So thanks for that, because we always skip it. Then, okay, where are we? OAI run. So this, Sagar and Joseph, we are, if you can update this, but this is basically updating the scripts, right? So if you can also update this one, but with the latest status, that would be appreciated, right? Track topology of deployment intent and update aggregate status. So this is another one, Steven?
The aggregating status is no longer even valid.
No, this should be, we said that this should go to observability task force.
Yeah, it should go to observability. Yeah. Observability POC is going to use NF topology, so yeah.
So I'll move it to R3, right?
R3 is fine.
Okay, implement NF topology control. Wait, sorry, I missed one. I missed a few. Yeah. Integrate deploy. Okay, we just had that. The one-to-one cluster relationship. Wait, my mother is trying to call me. Okay, I'll skill it. So break one-to-one cluster relationship. That's
yeah. I'll try and get some design documents in the R2 timeframe. But it won't
but
be.
That should be R3, I guess, right?
Yeah, the implementation should be R3, I guess.
Yeah, but I think we should move it all because we are not going to probably do anything.
Yeah,
we can move
that's
it.
fair enough.
I'll move it to R3. And if controller, Steven. So if you update these.
Yeah.
If you don't.
Yeah. The other ones
these
just
are these are rados, right? So this is SIG release.
Yeah, I think so.
And then on the same infra, I think these are done, right? So Ronak, you have, it was me, but actually you were doing the work, but so we can close this one in my view. Yeah. Because the others capture it. And then spike options, SDK, operator SDK. So that should also be an R3 thing, right?
We should move all of that into R3, yeah.
And then spike methodology, Helm, and Nephew, so that's also R3, except for the document.
Yeah, that basically has SDK anyway, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, put this, close. No, it should be closed. Okay, let's go. All right, so that's it. I think, so Saga, then let's take the time on discussing your topic, right? I'll open this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly John who made the command. So I mean, John, if you the changes which I made right now, I only moved the workload. I moved the CRDs to. I moved the CRD to Nephew core. There, I moved the CRD package, and for the Nephew workload cluster, I created in the CAPI. But then also that since in this new structure, I'm not sure in the PVs how to also mention when the packages are in subdirectories. As you know, I think Joseph also mentioned this earlier problem. Yeah.
Right. So what we have to do is register each. So from a Porch point of view, the repository is the directory, not the Git level thing. So one, we have to use the latest Porch build that I have from Nephew images, not the one released from KeptDev, because it's got a bug fix for this functionality. But the idea is that you would register a repository for each of the leaf directories in that catalog. And so they would be referred to just by that repository name, same as you always do. It's just that when you register the repository, you specify the directory as well as the branch and Git information. Does that make sense?
Okay, that makes sense. Would you mind just giving me a small example somewhere where I can do it?
Yeah, I think I referenced an example in my
Yeah, I thought it was cut short, your comments, so that's why.
Yeah, I think I have I point to, if you click, I'm sorry, it's really tiny on my screen. I have to move it to this other screen to see it.
Which one? My screen? Should I make it bigger, what I'm showing?
No, it's not that. It's just that.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I saw it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll do the correction and I'll do it. Should I move any other package in this PR, or I just finish this and close this?
So this is the issue we just went through, right? Is sort of like what packages need to move into the catalog repo. So it will be awesome if you want to move a bunch. Now, this gets also back to our EDE testing, right? So in each of these packages right now, a lot of them are tagged v1.0.1 for the image. I think I already have a PR, for example, for Porch to put it in the catalog repo. Then, of course, we have to reference it in our other distribution. Right, so it's layered. The way this is set up now is, right, there's distributions, there's components that are built by the Nephew community, and then there's distributions, which might vary a little bit. So when I do the GCP one, I install the Porch controllers with different reconcilers running. I add one additional reconciler, for example. So they might be a little bit different from distribution to distribution. There might be additional components in different distributions. So ideally, our EDE testing would cover the layering. So we would deploy a kind CAPI version, and then we'd run the FreeD5GC EDE tests on that, and we'd run the OAI tests on that, and we'd be able to run both of them on top of that same platform. Similarly, we'd deploy a Red Hat one on OpenShift, or we'd deploy a GCP one. GCP one we can't really do because it doesn't support the multi-networking, so we couldn't run all the other end-to-end tests. But like, you get the drift, right? Like, we should be treating these as different layers, and we should be testing the upper layers on top of all of the lower variants of the lower layers. We're not doing any of that right now, right? And so ultimately, we should get there. That will be a much more complete, even if it's just a periodic end-to-end. We can't do that on every PR; it would take too long. But a periodic EDE that goes through all those would be awesome. By putting these in this organization, we at least start to get towards a way we can sort of see rationally how the pieces fit together. So anyway, that was a lot of talking. The short point is, anything you can do along the list of that subset of things we said, move packages to catalog in the last issue we went through, like any of those you can move over would be great. I don't know which ones are absolutely necessary for R2, and of course we need to do the EDE testing once we move all of those things.
Yeah, it will change the scripts also a little bit. Yeah, okay, I'll see. I'll see.
By the way, also for people who want to contribute, so this epic is actually a good learning exercise on the packages and stuff like that. So the move to the catalog, this one here. So this is quite a lot of work, right? But so if people are interested in contributing, so this would be a really good place to look at, moving those free packages and updating it with the latest changes. So this would be, I mean, if people really want to contribute, so that would be a very useful thing to help us with. So
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And you will learn a little bit how the system from that perspective operates, and so it would be great if people would volunteer in that space. But okay, all right, cool. So then I think that's about it. So the main effort, as far as I can see, is that it's basically testing really with all the latest changes, doing all the tagging and stuff like that. That's going to be the most or the things, and testing it all together. That's where the biggest effort is remaining, right, for R2 to be complete.
Yeah. Yes. Arranging, moving all the packages in the right repositories, and then testing it end to end with all the newer images and new tags. Yes, that's the effort. Yeah.
Forge and plus tagging the software items.
And then if you want to also mention the CI part, that's in, so that we also correct the CI while we're doing this.
Yeah. All right. Good. So Liam, 8 minutes left. Could you introduce maybe the topic?
Yeah, I can give a very quick overview. Yeah. So let me just quickly share then.
You share screen?
Yeah, just give me a moment here to. Right. Sorry. Okay, can you see this PR is a PR that I'd just like to acknowledge here that Vish did most of the running here, and what I did was just implemented it for the repository controller. But I can take you through very quickly what we've done. So the first PR, what I'll do is I just paste up the kind of the relevant links first, so that people can come back on it if we run out of time here. Okay, I'll do that. That's done. Okay, so the idea is Vish put up this PR which shows how to use. Well, Testify is just is a library which you can use, for to check the results of tests, and then Mockery is. The situation here is if you actually have a function that you want to unit test, and that function then uses something behind it. That's so in the case that we have here is that we had the repository repo is using the Git client behind it. So in order to use Mockery, the thing that's behind the feature, the function that you're using, must be an interface. It can't be a struct. So what Mockery will do is it will actually mock up a dummy implementation of the interface. And then you can actually then play with and send back different responses for the methods or the functions in the interface, depending on the input that you give to the mocks. That's it. It's very similar to things that I would be familiar as well from the Java world. So what Fish did here is he did up a PR which kind of steps you through in the PR each step of what to do to get this to work. Now, rather than this, what I'll do is I'll step through what we've actually done in the code base. And the idea is I was talking to Vish about this before the holidays, and what we propose to is we'll abandon this PR here, because we've actually taken it into 3 or 4 other PRs and separated it out into something that really works. But this is but the text here that Vish has put in is really good. So we'll put in a page into the documentation on how to use this in the developer documentation. So I think that's so this will become kind of just the content will clean it up, but it'll be we put this in as a page in the documentation. So if you look at this, let me just go here to Nephio first. So if you go to the Nephio code base, you'll see that there's actually some support here for Mockery. The first thing that you've got to do is you've got to install the Mockery support. So if you're actually running in your local environment, if you want to get this to work, you have to install the base Mockery kind of infrastructure into your system. So Vish put in this PR here, which just adds this then to the make file. So the first one is you include this default mockery.make, and then it adds this target then in the make file. It just pulls the Mockery code in and installs it on it, and then once that's installed on your machine, then it goes and it recurses down through all of the Go modules that you've got, and it looks for a certain information. It looks for interfaces that you want to mock. So and then this is the default Go this is the which one is this? This is the in each package. Then you've got this it runs the it runs Mockery here as well. Okay, sorry, I'm being a bit vague on this. And then the make file is just sets some Mockery versions and all that. Probably the main file here that sorry about this. The main file that if you go back to the code here, just know there's a where is it gone? There's a actually maybe it's it's easier to see on. Sorry, I'm jumping around here a bit. Sorry, what's this one? It's back. Yeah, so files change. Yep, well, that's that. So then, if you want to actually then use Mockery, this is a PR that we have up here it's not merged yet. It's a PR which changes which implements implements mockery in a package. So at the root of your in the repository, you have this .mockery.yaml file, which specifies basically it just points at the packages, at the modules, at the packages that you want to generate the mocks for. So that then the build process. So then you actually make you invoke the correct make target, and it will create. This is the generated code. It will generate this. It will generate this Go code here, which is actually the code that mocks the GTA client interface. Okay, got it so far? I mean, I'm not going to go through this generated code, but then this thing gives you the hooks that you can actually put in for certain parameters, for certain values, the things that you want to return. Then there's some things, extra things you need to add that's added to the go.mod. And then what I actually let's have a look at this. Reconciler test at Go. Can I see this just in the just view file here? Because we're not really interested in the diff here. We're just interested in the way that the mock looks. Okay. So what you actually do is then you pass this API, you pass this, the API patching applicator is something that's coming from Nephio. You pass the fields, you pass the arguments, and then you pass the tests to the mocking interface. So in your test, then you specify just the name of your test. You specify the fields that you want to specify on the fields that you want to specify. Then the arguments. So in this case, you're just passing in no. So the repo we're actually testing this. We're testing this upsert repo. This upsert repo method here. So you pass in the fields that the upsert repo is using. You pass in the arguments, and then you pass in. This is the. Sorry, I'll just move this over so we can see the whole thing. A bit wide. So we can say in this case, this upsert repo method calls with these inputs with nil and then just the repository. It calls get user info. In that case, the arg type is a string. We wanted to return an error getting user. When it returns, when these arguments are passed, we're expecting to get an error. Sorry, we're expecting to get an error getting user information. Just get my user user info will return in that case null and then an error. Okay, and so on and so forth. But that's probably the simplest one that's the simplest branch in the code in that method. So in this case here, you see here, get my user info. In this case, we're passing we're passing in the something that something that is should not return nil. So then it will get my user interface. We're telling it to return the username. We're telling it to the get repo to return the Getia Getia repository, and we're telling the edit repo to return a repository. And we see that we want an error is false. Want error is false. So it will return false, and so on and so forth. So you can build up your tests like this, and you can execute branches as the code.
Yeah. So Liam, maybe a quick question: is the proposal for all the, let's say, interfaces to use this framework? Is that the proposal, or are we still free to use whatever people are familiar with, or are we trying to propose this as a framework for, I would say, mocking interface behavior?
I think that if people are prepared to write unit tests and the unit tests give good coverage, I'm not going to stop them using whatever framework they like. But this is here, and I think the guys in OAI have used it as well. Bish was saying so. Look, it worked fine for what I was using, and I was coming to a language that's relatively new to me. Now I've done mocking before, but this mocking framework is new to me, and I found it fair. I mean, mocking is mocking is something that always seems easy, but actually is quite tricky. Yeah, I've never. Now it won't work in all cases. If the thing isn't an interface, then you might actually have to wrap the interface for to get it, wrap it in a kind of an interface for to get it to work. Or maybe with these things as well, there's a judgment to be made. How much gain is there for how much pain? In the case of the Git client, it seemed fairly easy to use it. There's other ones I was looking at that could be very difficult to use. It's there. I don't think we should say that people should be forced to use it, but I think why not look at this and see, does it work for you? And if it's something that seems like it's better than not. It's better than, in my view, it's better than going and writing the mocks yourself in your own kind of custom, built way. It won't cover all cases, but maybe it could cover a good many of the cases.
No, that's very useful. Yeah, I think, I mean, for other people, if people are interested in this or want more information, maybe we should do a dedicated session or something on it, right?
Yeah, I think that might be good. Maybe we can reserve half an hour of this meeting. Well, I know maybe this meeting is too busy.
Correct. So we should probably. Yeah, we should do like a dedicated session probably on it, right? And if it's only half an hour, it's only half an hour, or at least that's what I would suggest. But yeah, I maybe ask for people on the Slack channel whether they are interested in doing that, and then we can maybe organize it if there is enough people, and then
and I think I think we get Vish. We can do something together with Vish. So I think he's not available for a little while. So maybe after that. Yeah. Sorry, I ran over time there. I was enjoying myself too much.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate it. It was very useful. Yeah. All right. This ends our first meeting for the year. So we'll see you in next week. Right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.